In this Gran Turismo 7 video, I showcase gameplay featuring the Nissan Nismo R34Z tune. A new feature from the update. Version 1.61 released July 24, 2025. And probably the highlight of this update, since the rest isn't really that exciting. But we'll talk about that in another video. It's true that it's been about 6 to 7 months since the updates for Gran Turismo 7 have been very interesting. We'll test the new R34Z tune in its stock form, and with upgrades comparing it to the regular R34, which is also available in the base game. In other versions, much cheaper ones, which, who knows, might not be any less powerful with upgrades. The Z-Tune has many unique features in the game. It costs 3 million credits, which is about 10 times more expensive than the R34. Naturally, it's very, very expensive because it's very, very rare. In reality, it's a car that was only produced in 19 units, so it's a rarity. But what's pretty strange is that the game developers decided not to put it in the Legends shop or in the used car shop, which normally should be the case for a very, very rare or somewhat old car, but they actually put it in the new car shop, so in the dealership system. And another special thing, this car is the first to be officially added to the game under the Nismo brand. To buy it, you go to Nismo, not Nissan. And it's strange because we have other Nismo cars in the game, some of which are older or newer than this one, and they're not under the Nismo brand, but actually under the Nissan brand. This special version was created to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Nismo and the 15th anniversary of the Nissan Skyline, R32. This car is quite unique in its design because to build it, if I remember correctly, Nismo started with used Skyline R34s, so cars that didn't have a lot of miles on them, but they weren't new either. They completely disassembled and reassembled them to replace a large number of parts with truly specialized components. We have a modified R34 car that looks different from a standard one due to racing modifications. This one is really mean, really. A very unique aero, ultra-aggressive, wide body kit, modified hood. Everything is a bit modified actually, in reality. But it's mainly afterwards, mechanically, where the big difference happens, since the engine, the famous RB26, was built by Nismo to reach a displacement of 2.8 liters. And above all, to reach a power of 500 horsepower, which makes this Skyline officially more powerful. Let's say about 180 to 220 more horsepower than a normal R34, so that's a big difference. Consequently, the R34Z tune's performance was still phenomenal at the time, with an official top speed of 290 km/h. The car accelerates from 0 to 100 in just 3.9 seconds, making it incredibly fast. It's also very expensive. I'm unsure if the prices are actually 3 million euros. Even a standard R34 is pricey. The prices have been extremely high for years, especially since the American market was permitted to purchase them, causing a significant surge in costs. Cars now costing hundreds of millions of euros. The Z-Tune. I wouldn't be surprised if they're over 1 million, considering how rare they are and the hype surrounding that car. What's certain is that here, in the game, it's really, really cool. The stock handling, it accelerates really, really hard, it corners really well, and it brakes much harder than the regular R34. So, in every way, it seems to be better. However, there's still a difference, as this one is stock in the game. It's sold with sport tires, it's not sold with comfort tires. We have specialized tires that play a significant role in controlling this car. Let's check out its customizations and upgrades. If it has any, considering the price, I hope it does. First of all, we can actually install the wide body modification on it. Ah yes, okay, alright, there you go, it's a real kit. So you can't really see the modification here, because it's not framed very well. But look at the angle of the front wings. Already here, the race car vibe is really going to be enhanced. Let's take a look at the different kits that are available. It really gives it an extreme look. In this case, I think some people won't like it. As for the rear, well, it's the same, it's always tricky. Diffusers, sometimes it's too much too. So for the spoiler, we have the standard one, the raised standard, a bigger spoiler, but it must be an official spoiler, this one from Nismo. We might use the official spoiler instead of the custom one that looks similar. It's better to have official parts. So, the rims, we're not going to change them because the Nismo rims are already really, really cool. I think they're rims from the brand race, if I'm not mistaken. So, you have to imagine that it's going to be lowered a little bit, and that's going to fix it. Let's say the slightly odd look it has compared to the size of the rims. Then, of course, we have all the usual parts to buy, but with a particular detail. Firstly, this car can have level 5 weight reductions, which many in-game cars can't. And it's probably going to outperform the base R34 models in terms of performance. I can already see everything we can put on it. In the end, 983 horsepower for 1,100 kilograms, so that's a very aggressive power-to-weight ratio. We'll test the regular R34's performance to see if there's a real difference. I'm a bit disappointed. It seems that the new Nismo is a scam, since the regular Nissan R34. I selected it in my garage with 974 horsepower for 1,154 kilograms. The PP is at 807.21, while the Z-Tune has 983 horsepower. So, just a little bit more power, 1,184 kilograms, a little bit more weight, but the PP is at 780.32. So, at first glance, the 3 million R34 seems less performant on paper than the fully upgraded base, R34. The R34 has an advantage over the 3 million Nismo, the base R34 model. You can swap it with an engine that costs a lot, a really expensive one, but it's a Nissan racing engine, which allows you to go beyond 1,000 horsepower. That's something you can't do for now with the Nissan Z-Tune, so at first glance, the Nismo Z1, which costs 3 million, is potentially a scam. Actually, correction. The PP of the R34 are even higher. The base R34 can go up to 811. With the anti-lag set to strong mode, the car is even more powerful. The difference for now is even bigger, so 811 PP. Let's do a quick time trial with our R34. So, on Spa-Francorchamps, we'll try not to mess up so we can have a somewhat comparable lap time between the two cars. And then, we'll see if maybe, just maybe, the Z-Tune is faster. Which I really hope, because I spent 3 damn million on it. Plus the cost of upgrades, which really isn't cheap at all on this kind of car. So, we'll see how it turns out. The base R34 is indeed a powerful machine. I hadn't driven that car in several months, maybe even years, and I hadn't even installed it since the last time I drove it. The extreme upgrades. So, I think that back when I played, they weren't even in the game, which means it's been a while. It's been a year since I last used that helmet, but it's still a real speed demon. For real, that car is still extremely impressive. Well, I didn't mess up too much, it's fine. We did 2,662 with the 34 on the quick run. Now, listen. We are going to take our Nismo, hoping it will still get a better time, even if it's not looking too good. It's completely different to drive. Honestly, I don't really know if we're going to be faster or not, but it's two completely different worlds. Really, this one really feels more like a race car. Actually, in the way it feels, you can tell that it's more like a real track car than a modded car in Gran Turismo 7. The car's reactions and everything else reflect this. So, it's not necessarily true that we'll get a worse lap time, because yeah, the PP is lower. But I feel like it's much more suited for the track anyway. Stay tuned for the answer in just a moment. Even in terms of sound and looks, I prefer the Study over the 34. The Study has something that the 34 seems to lack. That's normal, but it's going to be very, very close. But clearly, you can feel where we are. It's not really a road car, actually. It's really a car that's designed for the track and to go very fast. So yeah, it's really down to very little. It's a matter of 9/10. Honestly, I don't really know what to think about it because clearly for the price difference. And considering the legend around the Z-Tune and the difference there is between these two cars to begin with, you might expect the Nismo to be much more powerful than the R34, which isn't the case. It might be more beastly, more radical, and more track-oriented in its handling. There might be some tracks where it will be better, and there might be tracks where the R34 will be better. It's hard to judge. I have to admit, when it comes to driving, I prefer this one because it's really much sharper and much stiffer. And everything we want. Well, clearly for a price difference like that, we could have expected better. So, anyway, in my opinion, it's still a good addition that will definitely please the community of Japanese car fans. I hope you enjoyed this little review video of the R34 Z1. If you agree, please like this video and subscribe for more content. And of course, also come follow me on Twitch for the upcoming live streams. We're doing them pretty regularly right now, so don't hesitate to come and check it out. And then, of course, don't hesitate to use my instant gaming link that you'll find on this video, which lets you buy your games for less. Gran Turismo 7 and many other games were included, all while supporting my channel for free. I just wanted to mention that. Thank you, and see you soon. Ciao!